Hey, bad. Sorry, just getting the baby out of the room.
Take your time. Whenever you come on, we'll bring you on. All right, we're gonna put you
good.
backstage.
Yep.
And get situated. So
let's start it up, bro.
All right. All right. We'll go live. Play the intro. I'll bring Brandon on.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's get it. Hold on. All right. Nation, we got a goodie for you guys tonight. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Once again, we appreciate you guys so much for rocking with us, whether you are watching on Hammer's channel or over here at OakLosVegas Raiders Network. It does not matter. We just appreciate you guys, as always, for being here. Break them thumbs, wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button on both channels. It definitely means a lot to both of us. This is a big day in the nation, a lot going on. We're definitely going to talk about this. And today we also have a Denver Broncos beat writer on rivalry week. You guys know we got the Broncos week 1 in Denver at Mile High. We got our guy Brandon Walker coming on the show. We're going to bring him on shortly. He is backstage. Real quick update, little bro. I know you've seen this. For those asking about this cap space, okay? We restructured Jimmy G, saved us $17 million. We were 6.9 over the cap. We had to get cap compliant by tomorrow. So now this gives us a little wiggle room to make some moves if necessary. So all the Bosa talk, Chris Jones talk, all that can stop you guys. We have about 10 million now under the cap. So we do have a little room to play with, but it is not $17 million. We were 6.9 over until we restructured Jimmy G. Little bro, what's going on with you, man? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm thinking about it now. Like I believe he was due what, $23 million this season.
Yes.
And that was including like everything in the signing bonus, the set and the third, whatever.
Yeah.
So where does it put us right now?
We're at 10 million now. I believe we were 6.9 over the cap. Now we have 10 under the cap.
Could be a vet, maybe.
Yeah. And with the whole Chandler Jones talk and all that crazy stuff, I'm not saying that anybody would want him right now with all the craziness going on. From what I'm hearing, he unfollowed the Raiders on Instagram, unfollowed Max Crosby on Instagram. Shout out to my brother Mitch. I just seen him on Twitter tweet that out. I haven't checked myself, but I'm gonna take his word for it. Crazy day, man. Crazy day. We'll talk about the Chandler Jones stuff here soon, you guys. But we definitely want to talk to our guy Brandon Walker and kind of get his feedback on this game come week 1. We know we've won 6 in a row. We're going for 7 right now, so we got to talk our shit a little bit. It is what it is. Brandon, I know you're backstage, man. We got to talk. Our talk, man. You know what I'm saying? So they haven't won yet since we've been in Vegas.
They have not beat the Las Vegas Raiders, y'all.
and we're gonna lead with that. Shout out to our guy Brandon, man. What's going on, Brandon? How you doing, brother?
Oh, not too much, guys. Sorry, my camera ain't working, but I hope you guys can hear me loud and clear.
You sound perfect, brother. Very nice to meet you, man. Hey, real quick. Let our audience know where they can follow you at, where you are, what you do. Let them know what you got going on.
Absolutely. So I am a beat writer for Broncos Wire. It's a USA Today publication. You guys can follow me, and I'm most active on Instagram at bwalker_Colorado.
Okay.
So that's where you can find me. I've been writing for this is my second season with Broncos Wire. And I've enjoyed every minute of it. I've got a great editor and my good friend John Heath. And I'm excited to talk to you guys today. Talk Broncos and talk this upcoming Week 1 matchup.
Yes, let's get it, Hammer. I know you got a few questions. Shout out to Hammer, man. He's the one that set this whole show up, man. I want our brother, man, to start this off. I got a few questions for you myself, but little bro, start it off, man.
Going into Week 1 and going into this new NFL season, you guys have a new head coach in Sean Payton. What are your expectations out of him this coming season?
So what I think that Sean Payton, I went to Broncos training camp. I got to actually go to camp this year. And as you guys, I'm sure know, that every camp is run different by every coach.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And what really impressed me was the scenario work that Sean Payton did in camp in the day that I went to camp. I remember him talking in the preseason about how there are over 300 different scenarios you can plan for in any given NFL game or any given season. And they were working midfield work. So short second down, long first down, mid-range third down, and just trying to get those first downs because that was a huge problem last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the things that we can expect from Sean Payton this year is to really kind of see them and see them improve, see the offense improve, see the defense get even better. And I think we have the pieces to do that.
Let me ask you, what is the major difference up to this point? You said you covered him 2 years, last year and this year, and you finally got a chance to go out to camp to check him out. With Nathaniel Hackett there last year, that was a complete shit show. Russell Wilson looked like a shell of himself, and this is no disrespect. I'm just
no. I
just being
completely
honest.
agree with you.
But what is the difference at this point? Seeing between that Nathaniel Hackett and Sean Payton, is the respect level, is the leadership, like what have you seen? What is the major difference between those two guys being there?
I think the championship pedigree goes a long way. Hackett had one success, I think a couple successful years with the Green Bay Packers, but they hadn't won that championship. And Sean Payton brings that long-term NFL head coach experience with Super Bowl winning experience. And I think that's what the ownership group for the Broncos, the Walton Penner ownership group, wanted to bring into the equation, because we haven't had our past couple head coaches, Vic Fangio, Vance Joseph, we had Nathaniel Hackett. None of those guys had previous head coaching experience. So in Sean Payton, you get a guy with more than 15 years of head coach experience and really a championship caliber coach.
Yeah, definitely. Look, I want to ask this real quick, because Jarrett Stidham was a Raider last year.
Yes.
Played for us 2 weeks. Looked really good against the Niners. We ended up losing that game, but he played a really good game. Kind of came back down to earth against the Chiefs the last week of the season. There were rumblings, and I don't know how true this was, but we kind of keep our ears open because the Broncos, we face you guys twice a season. Was there really some type of stuff going on at camp about Stidham potentially, maybe at some point, maybe still in that QB1 spot? I was hearing that Sean Payton liked Stidham.
There were rumblings here in Denver that Stidham looked better than Wilson in camp. And I heard that from multiple different outlets, multiple different people, that Stidham was looking better in camp than Wilson.
Yeah.
If Wilson is as bad as he was last year, there is a good chance that Stidham could come in as a QB2.
Yeah.
Shit.
But Sean Payton,
he's not playing. Yeah, no games.
He's not going to cut. He's not going to mince any words when it comes to how bad a performance was or how good a performance was.
Yeah.
If Russell Wilson has the type of season he did last year, it's going to be there's going to be people there to replace Wilson.
Yeah. Hammer, what you got, brother?
Javonte Williams. We know he's coming off of an ACL injury last season. You guys got Samaj P. Ryan. What do you think the workload is going to be, more particularly for Samaj P. Ryan over Javonte?
So I think early in the season, it's probably going to be a 65-35 Samaj P. Ryan, because they're still wanting to work Javonte Williams back into the offense. Javonte Williams got some action against the San Francisco 49ers in
Yeah.
the preseason
Mhm.
and had some good work in the preseason. Got a few carries, got a couple catches, got hit a few times. So I think those jitters are out of the way,
Mhm.
and I think that we could really see Samaje Perine and another running back, Jaleel McLaughlin, who was
Yeah.
outstanding in the preseason, taking a few more snaps as Williams gets integrated back into the offense.
What does that receiver room look like right now? You know, with KJ Hamler out with the heart condition, Jerry Jeudy. I wanted to ask you if you had any updates on him. You know, with Timmy, he's out for the season. You know, you have Sutton.
And they just signed Philip Dorsett last week.
Philip Dorsett, Marvin Mims, a guy I liked a lot during the draft process. What does that wide receiver room look like? And the two-part question, has that offensive line gotten better since last year as well?
I really do think the offensive line has gotten tremendously better than last year because everyone on the offensive line got hurt last year. I don't think there was more than 5 games where our entire offensive line was healthy.
Yeah.
Where all 5 starting guys played. We lost Bowles early in the season. We lost our centers early in the season.
Yeah.
And we went out and we spent some money on the offensive line. And
Mike McGlinchey at right tackle spent a nice chunk of change on him. Definitely.
We spent a nice chunk of change on left guard or on the left guard and the right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
So we spent quite a bit of money on that offensive line. I think it was $135 million.
Wow.
In, I think, guaranteed money on that offensive line. So it better be better than last year.
Definitely.
So with Jerry Jeudy, and to go back to the first part of your question, Jerry Jeudy was actually stretching yesterday with the Broncos from that hamstring injury. I don't know. I'm guessing he'll be questionable for this game. I don't know if he will start.
Mm-hmm.
You could see some action if the coaches clear him, but I think he's questionable or doubtful.
Yeah, there's no reason to rush him out. That's a big part of you guys' future. I don't see. I know it's a big rivalry game, and you want to start fast under Sean Payton,
right?
You know, but there's no reason to put him out there in harm's way week 1 when there's a shit ton of football to be played left. You know,
and I think one thing through the preseason that I saw that was different from last year was that we relied a lot on Russell Wilson's arm last year, and even just during the preseason, there was Sean Payton wanted to pound the running game. And that's why I think Samaje Perine and Jaleel McLaughlin and Javonte Williams are really going to be a huge part of that offense, is that running game and that short screen game.
Yes. Yeah. Sean Payton loves that. And people do not know that Perine looked really good in the little time that he played for Cincinnati last season. He played really well for me on my fantasy. That guy was a dog for me. So that's a nice little 1-2 punch, man. Ham, I know you had a few questions about the defensive side of the ball. We talked a little bit. What do you got going on?
Actually, we're going to talk about our defensive side of the ball. Brandon, this is a question from Steven. Who will be the starting right tackle for the Broncos, and how do you feel about that matchup against Max Crosby?
So I think I'm going to have to look this up because I know that we spent a ton of money on it, but Mike McGlinchey is going to be our guy at right tackle.
Okay.
And Max Crosby has always been a difficult matchup, as is any edge rusher in the AFC West.
Yeah.
We've really stacked up in the AFC West on pass rushers and pass protection.
Yeah.
And so I think that Max McGlinchey, he was a guy down in the trenches in San Francisco, where that's a pretty big division for pass rushers itself.
Yeah.
And so he did well in San Francisco. He was good against the run. He was good against the pass. And he was one of the top 5 left tackles in free agency. So I'm really excited to see how he works out.
What about that left side? So there was big news today. I know you probably seen it. You work for the Broncos. Yep. Chandler Jones all this crazy stuff going on Instagram and all this we don't know what's going to happen with him this week.
Right.
We just drafted Tyree Wilson. That left side, man, have you heard any rumblings about how you guys are going to set up on that left side? Because with Chandler out, we may see a lot of our first rounder Tyree Wilson out there. And this guy, I don't know if you got a chance to, Brandon, to watch him in preseason. He was only out there for about, I think, what do you have, about 8-9 reps, Hammer? He looked very, very strong. Have you guys heard have you heard any talk out there at camp about the young kid Tyree Wilson, and how do you think that left side is going to stand up? Because we do have 3 really good pass rushers on this roster.
Right. So the left side of the offensive line is going to be Garrett Bowles, the left tackle, coming off a broken leg against the Colts, and that's a really, really hard injury to come back from. Yeah. He had a couple holding penalties in the preseason, so I think at the early onset of the game, I feel like it's going to be a little bit shaky. But as the game gets deeper, and I mean, there's a reason they signed him to a 5-year contract worth a ton of money, was Garrett Bowles.
Yeah.
And so there's a reason why they signed him. They saw some promise in there. And then the left guard will be Ben Powers. So I'm excited to actually see how this offensive line holds up against a very, very good pass rush of the Las Vegas Raiders.
There you go. Salute to Hammer, miss. Once again, shout out to our brother Brandon. We still got a few questions. Want you to stick around for a little while. I want to ask you this. What are you looking at in terms of, is it Devontae and Patrick Surtain? Is that the big matchup you're looking at for this week? What is your big matchup? Because, last year, the whole he's not ready yet, he's not there. I know Pat, and mind you, Devontae went out later on and said that he respects that kid a lot, and that he was kind of in the moment, and he thinks that him and I forgot who else, kind of 1A, 1B in terms of the best corners in the league. He did not say Sauce Gardner. I forgot who else it was. But what's the biggest matchup that you're looking at? Because I'm looking at the defensive line. It doesn't really look the same. Right. I know you guys are going to rely heavily on Randy Gregory this year. Like, is there a specific matchup that you're looking at, maybe in the trenches, or maybe it could be on the perimeter? What are you looking at right now that you're going to keep your eyes on?
So there are actually two big matchups that I'm going to look at. One is the defensive rush, or the pass rush for the Broncos. Nick Bonito is actually going to get some more and more action this year, and he's on the starting pass rush this year. We've went out and we got Zach Allen and we got Frank Clark from the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm really excited to see Frank Clark and Nick Bonito and Zach Allen on the defensive line and the pass rush. But I think, exactly to your point, where Devontae Adams and Pat Surtain is going to be a fantastic matchup on the outside. Pat Surtain is one of the best corners in football, and Devontae Adams is one of the best receivers in football. Yeah. And I think whenever fans and whenever teams are treated to that kind of high-quality NFL-type matchup, it's fantastic.
I want to start this with Hammer, and then I want to give the floor to you as well, Brandon. What are our weak spots, Hammer, that Denver should attack? And I want to ask the same question with Brandon. What are the weak spots that you've seen at this point, being out there at camp or whatnot, that we should be able to try to exploit you guys this Sunday? Hammer, what you got?
I'm still nervous about our linebacking room more than anything else. I think other than that, I'm happy with the rest of the product that we have right now on this 53-man roster. It's just, I feel like our Achilles heel right now is the linebacking position.
So you're looking at Russell Wilson potentially attacking the middle of the field?
Potentially.
Okay. Go ahead. I can see that. No, I can see it. Brandon, what do you got for us, man? What do you think there's a weakness on that roster that we should exploit this come Sunday?
I think there are really two positions of vulnerability. One is having Russell Wilson hold on to the ball too long. So if you guys can cover the wide receivers that we have, Russell Wilson didn't do very well against the pass last year when everyone was covered. He was under pressure a lot, especially because of that offensive line. But if you guys can cover our receivers well and get to Russell Wilson, I think you could cause a lot of havoc behind that offensive line. And my second one is our special teams. We've had issues with that special teams unit. We did get a new punter with Riley Dixon. I guess a new old punter.
Yeah.
But we're still, and we just got Will Lutz from the New Orleans Saints.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that those are our two biggest pieces of vulnerability.
Okay.
Where if Russell Wilson hangs onto the ball, you guys will get to him. I mean, he did use his legs in the preseason, but he is on the wrong side of 30.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you guys could get to him in the special teams unit.
Hammer, what you got, brother?
Loving that right now. Like we talked about Jacobs, talked about the 6 games that he's played against the Broncos for his career. Still yet to have a receiving touchdown, but I do think that they're going to start off a little bit with the run game, a little bit heavier than the pass game, and then they just, as the game progresses, as McDaniel starts to see things, you'll see them balance it out a little bit more and use that pass attack with Tay, with Michael Mayer, with Jacoby Myers. Like, I'm excited to see this. Like, Brandon, not a knock on you, but just the fact of life, the Broncos have yet to beat the Las Vegas Raiders. So, we're here looking forward to that streak continuing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still take in. This is not a knock against the Raiders, but we won the last game against Oakland.
Oh, why would you do that? Why would you do that?
No, you guys went there. I had to go there. So
touche. That hurt my soul because I'm from Northern California, man. So that really hurts, man. Hey, that was nice. I like that, Brandon. I like that. Hey, I want to ask you this though: what are your realistic expectations of Russell Wilson this year? Do you think Sean Payton can truly fix him, or do you going out there and seeing what he's done out there training camp in the preseason? Is there really a way where he can kind of return to that old glory of that old version of himself, or do you think that those days are done and maybe Sean Payton is just going to try and hide those deficiencies in his game and try and unlock some different things?
Well, one of the things that I think Russell Wilson and Sean Payton have going for each other is that with Wilson being a little bit shorter of a quarterback, Sean Payton has worked with that basically his entire career with Drew Brees. I mean, I don't think Drew Brees was much taller than Russell Wilson.
No.
And so I think that is a huge advantage because when Hackett was here, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is kind of a mountain of a man. Yeah. He's a tall guy.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was used to Wilson. I don't think he was used to that kind of dynamic behind the offensive line. But I think there is a certain advantage to have worked with a quarterback like that, like Russell Wilson. I don't think he's going to have a MVP type season, but I do think he will throw more than 16 touchdown passes this season.
And that's very low for ex-superstar Russell Wilson's stature.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. So I want to ask you this and be honest, and we're going to be honest as well. What do you have final prediction, final score this upcoming Sunday? I don't want anybody in Denver trying to kill you. You know what I mean? But we're very honest over here. We want to get your true honesty as well. What do you have score-wise, and who really looks good for you guys this upcoming week?
So I think this one, for me, kind of depends on how Russell Wilson and the wide receiver room looks.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we don't have Jerry Jeudy, I think we are going to score less points. So I'll give you two scores, one with Jeudy and one without.
Okay.
So if we have Jeudy, I think it'll be 34-31.
Okay.
And I think without Jeudy, I think it'll be more 24-31. And I'm thinking you guys come out on top, but we'll beat you guys in Las Vegas.
Okay. So do you think that Jeudy really carries that kind of weight? If you guys have Jeudy winning, without him, you have us. Okay. All right. Hammer, what you got, man? What's your final prediction?
28-14. The streak continues. I think we're going to see – I know we've heard about Jacobs potentially being on a pitch count in his first real game back. I'm looking at him to probably have like maybe 15 to 17 carries at the most. I think he might just be a few yards shy of 100. Tay is probably going to end up coming down with one. We might even see Michael Mayer with his first touchdown as a rookie. So yeah, 28-14.
I initially had Jacobs with somewhere around 10 to 15 carries because of the holding out, but I got it now about 20 to 25. I think that in certain parts of the game, we're going to try and slow the game down a little bit, going to hand the ball to Jacobs and run wild. As of late, Brandon, Josh Jacobs is on the Broncos. I don't really see anything changing too much without Judy, and I think that Sean Payton is smart enough to know you don't want to make him damage goods for the rest of the season. This is week 1. There's plenty of football left. I don't think we see Jerry Judy. I personally have us winning by double digits, maybe 31-17 around there. I think Jimmy G, I like some of those guys you have on the defensive side of the ball. I do. But I do believe that Jimmy G is going to find these tight ends early. I think that he's going to utilize Renfro a lot in this game for some reason. I think that Devontae's going to come down with a few. He's the best wide receiver in the game, but Patrick Surtain is one of the best corners in the league for a reason. I think Devontae will have under 100 yards, maybe 1 TD, but I do believe that the young guy, Michael Mayer, our rookie out of Notre Dame, in week 1 has a pretty big game. And I think that Hunter Renfro, who has looked phenomenal in training camp, I think that he's going to see the ball a lot.
He's an impressive player. I watched him while at Notre Dame. Yeah. He's an impressive player, and I think that you guys got a great replacement for Darren Waller there. So, great replacement there.
Is there any sneaky player on that roster? Maybe a new guy that came in this year. Maybe he's a UDFA or even a draft pick or even a free agent. A guy that has been kind of flying under the radar that may show some things this upcoming week.
Adam Troutman. Tight end Adam Troutman for the Broncos. He was with Sean Payton in New Orleans, and he got extensive work with the first team offense in preseason, and he even got some work in with the second, third string offense. So Adam Troutman and the entire tight end room, Greg Dulcich, Adam Troutman. All those tight ends in that room are phenomenal, and I'm excited to see them out there.
Well, that's good. With that wide receiver room so thin right now is good. I know that's good for you guys to know. At least you guys got a nice tight end room right now. You guys have any expectations with Philip Dorsett coming in this week? I mean, that's a veteran guy. He's on the wrong side of 30 as well. We decided on moving on from him. Have you heard any good things about Philip Dorsett?
Heard good things. Since he has never, I'll have to go back and watch some tape.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for any veteran guy that comes in here. We've had a history of making veterans and really turning around veterans late in their career here in Denver, at any position. And so I hope that he comes in and really contributes to that offense.
Cortland Sutton, what do you expect out of him this year?
More touches than he had last year. I think it was really hard to get the ball to him last year because, again, that wide receiver room was such a disaster. Russell Wilson was a disaster. And even though he got about the same amount of targets as Jerry Jeudy last year, he just didn't get the ball in big situations. And I think that's going to be one of the biggest things is getting the ball to the biggest guy on the field when you're on offense, and that's Cortland Sutton.
Okay, I like that. I got one more question for you because this is a guy that me and my team over here really sought out a lot in the draft. You guys have a young guy that you went and drafted in the 3rd round out of Arkansas. Was an edge rusher at Alabama. A guy that he was really, really nice at Arkansas. Drew Sanders. You guys drafted him 67th overall. This is a guy that me and my team were talking about getting him potentially in the 2nd round. There was even rumblings of us maybe even looking at in the 1st round if we decided on trading back. I mean, what have you seen from him up to this point? And also Riley Moss, another guy out of Iowa that I liked during the process. Can you give us any words on either one of those guys?
So Riley Moss likely won't play this week. I think he's still a week out from the injury that he suffered in the preseason during camp.
Okay.
And there was actually a great article that came out today that he talked about that it's discouraging not to be there on the front lines with those guys because he'd be a starting corner.
Yeah.
Denver, a starting nickel corner with Denver. if he wasn't hurt. And so he said it's been phenomenal to learn behind the scenes of watching those guys out there. And Drew Sanders, man, I think he had a phenomenal preseason, and he really has shown a lot of promise. He's he got a preseason interception, and he has great vision. He flies to the ball like all the linebackers on the Broncos do. And so I think he'll be a nice compliment to Alex Singleton out of one of my favorite colleges, Montana State. And I really think that the linebacking core of the Broncos is up there with some of the best in the game right now.
Well, that's total opposite with us, brother. We're just hoping that a bunch of these UDFAs work out for us. Because just like Hammer said, you guys may exploit that room. We got Divine Diablo. We got Luke Masterson, the UDFA out of Wake Forest. We brought Robert Spillane over from Pittsburgh. We're hoping that he can be that guy. He's the leader at this point, the linebacker position. He was voted as a captain. We're hoping that our linebacker room can come even close to what you're praising those guys. So, Hammer, you got anything else for Brandon? We don't want to hold him up all night. We got a good 30 minutes out of him. Anything for him?
Not that I can think of, but good luck this weekend.
Personally, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not even going to say that at all. Like, I hope everything negative happens to the Denver Broncos outside of injuries this weekend. I hope it's a blowout. I hope we go to Mile High, destroy you guys, and we're going for 8 when we see you guys in Vegas.
Hey, I'm excited to watch the game. Football's back. I've been waiting the entire offseason. I'm sure you guys have been waiting the entire offseason for football to be back.
Yes.
College NFL football is back, and I am more excited than ever.
Hey, can you do us a favor, Brandon? Would you mind maybe coming back to the show, revisiting this when we face you guys in Vegas? Would love to have a conversation with you.
Absolutely. Week 17, it's a date.
We'll have a lot more to talk about at that point, because now we'll know what our teams look like, and we'll have a little bit more fun week 17. I appreciate you so much, man, for spending a half an hour with us. Once again, let everybody know they can follow you at Instagram, Twitter, wherever you are, Broncos Wire.
So you guys can find me on Broncos Wire. It's a USA Today site. I'm a beat writer there. Got to shout out my great team there, my editor, John Heath, and my other great writer, Brad Washington. Great guys. And I am really, really glad to, and my Instagram is BWALKER_Colorado. Okay. You guys can find me there, and I'm super excited to get the season started, guys.
Yes, sir. If you get a chance to, Hammer, matter of fact, send me the information for Brandon's Instagram. We'll put it in where everybody can follow you and stuff like that, man. So,
gotcha.
Once again, man, anything you want to say on the way out, Brandon?
Hey, I appreciate you guys having me on, and I know you guys hate it, but go Broncos.
Oh,
I'm not saying Broncos country, let's ride. I mean, that's
cool. That's corny. Hey, on the way out, I want to read this comment for you. You might be a Broncos fan, but Montana State fan, you're okay in my book. Shout out to Lumpy, man. Shout out to Brandon. We know you got a newborn over there, brother. Go do your thing. Appreciate your on your time, man. We're looking forward to seeing you again in week 17, brother.
Thanks, you guys. Have a good day.
Yes,
Take
sir.
care.
Shout out to our guy, Brandon Walker, man. Good dude. Came on and had some fun with this, man. I like that. We need to do more of these cross shows, man. I'm definitely gonna work on trying to get somebody from Buffalo here now, man. So salute to Brandon, man. Now let's talk some Raiders. We're not going anywhere yet, guys. We're not done. We're only 30 minutes into our show. We want to talk about this Chandler Jones situation. Lil bro has not gotten his shit off. He's been at work all day, so he is not really thrown his opinion out there yet in terms of Chandler Jones. We want to talk about this restructure with Jimmy G and all that good stuff. You take over right now, Hammer. I've talked already about this. How are you feeling about this Chandler Jones situation and this crazy flurry of IG stories that magically disappeared that looked very Antonio Brown-esque?
I heard the news, was watching your live this afternoon. I saw the videos, the posts, and everything from IG that you put up. I had people sending me messages left and right about this today, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? At first, I'm like, seriously? We got one already? We'll revisit that in a second.
Okay. I didn't even know the phone lines were open, but that's
Yo. Yo.
Yeah, I want to talk about Bofa.
Go ahead.
I want to talk. What do you guys think about Bofa?
Well. I think it's a bunch of wasted talent. That's what I think about Bofa.
Yes.
You're fucking retarded. I'm done. What's up, bro?
What's good, brother?
Nothing, man. Hey, guys, I just want to just throw this out here real quick. I saw y'all about to talk about the Chandler thing, and I've talked about that enough. I just want to ask both of my guys a question. Whatever happened to being somebody just being plain old batshit crazy? Maybe the boy just crazy as all hell, man. I mean, it's not like his brother ain't batshit crazy. His pops wasn't batshit crazy. And it's not like he didn't have problems in New England with this shit. The guy's just plain old crazy. F him.
Hey, I mean, look, this is the same guy, and I forgot about this wasted that pretty much was naked at a police station, right? When he was in New England. So I forgot about that. I totally forgot about Chandler Jones pulling up stark naked at a police station in Boston. Nonetheless, that's a scary place for a black man, bro. That is a spooky place. There, racism is very much alive in the Boston area.
That's a fact.
So, but yeah, that's
you pulling up stark raving naked in Boston is like going in the middle of Montgomery, Alabama, with a jerry curl in the 70s or the 80s. It is not a good look for you, man. It's just you don't go to Boston with them kind of problems, bro. Like this ain't his first, dance around the rodeo with him being just plain old fucking crazy. Excuse my language, but maybe he's just plain old crazy. And I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna still hammer Thunder, but if he is crazy, they need to let him rot on the bench like the dog he is for coming out with this shit. Before the first game of the season, let him rot. F him.
Yeah. Hey, look,
I'm gonna tell you guys that
we can use him, but I agree. At this point, this was unacceptable from a veteran, a guy that knows better. And I know that, he may be dealing with some things. I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it's like this, man. You're a veteran. You should not be doing this 5-6 days before your first game of the season. That is like, it's so selfish. This was such a selfish move by Chandler Jones to do this. And I want to ask you real quick, while we got you real quick, Wasted, what do you think we're going to do with that $10 million? So we restructured Jimmy, right, for $17 million. We were 6.9 over the cap before today. You have to get under the cap by tomorrow. So now we have $10 million. What do you think? Do we hold on to that? Do we maybe revisit the Josh Jacobs situation? Do we attack the defense? Do we maybe try and attach Chandler Jones to some type of trade and get him off the books and use that? How do you feel we're going to utilize that cap space?
I think we're going to utilize that space like later on in the season. I think they want to leave themselves fluid to make a move. I think at this point, in this juncture, they're going to go into the first game. They're going to see what they have, and then they're going to go out there and play the market. I mean, Chandler Jones, you'd have to be blind, crippled, and crazy if you're an organization to trade for Chandler Jones. Like, Chandler Jones, at this point for the Raiders, is uncuttable. He has a almost $14.5 million cap hit. So you can't cut him. You know what I mean? No one's going to trade for a guy that's on the wrong side of 30 who clearly has issues, clearly didn't play well. He's an albatross. The only thing we're going to do is cut him. I mean, not cut him, but let him rot. And the problem is we kick some of his guaranteed money down the hill. So we're not going to get away clean from his contract like we would have if, had we left everything as is.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest problem with Chandler Jones as currently constituted.
We restructured him.
We were out of the Chandler Jones business.
We restructured him early on in the offseason, saved us $5 million. But yeah, that can definitely come back to bite us in the ass. But we do have a lot of money next offseason to work with and play with. So the one thing is we got Zeke now, right? We don't have Mayock. I'd be very nervous if we had Mayock. I'd be like, oh my God, this could potentially be another Little 10 Nassib, Kenyon Drake type of deal. But I think they know what they're doing. I do believe, and we're going to talk about this. I'm not going to put it out there, Waste, because I know we're going to do another show this week about the biggest mishaps up to this point of this regime. We'll save that. We'll save that. We'll save it.
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna be real with you. If this was Gruden and Mayock, because a lot of the bad moves John Gruden had his fingerprints all over that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, John Gruden be like, hey man, you know what, man? We need a pass rusher, man. We need to trade Khalil Mack. Pass rusher. And then get a quarterback on top of a quarterback with a quarterback on the side, man. What do you think, man?
Yeah.
You know, like, we don't need that kind of energy, right? I think the Raiders are trying to leave themselves room and space to make moves in the trade market further down the line. I don't know if there's anything that can transpire right now because it's week one, man. You know, they're preparing for the Broncos, and you know, people's rosters are set. And I personally don't think that there's a big move that's like, you know, some people are throwing Chris Jones and all these guys. These people are playing Madden in their minds. None of that kind of stuff's going to happen at this juncture in the season, man.
It's fun to talk about it. It's fun to have some fun with it. It's fun to have some fun with it, but we know that's not.
Yeah, but it ain't. This ain't Madden, bro. This is not Madden. That ain't happening. And we're going to have to wait and see. But I think what the Raiders are doing is, at this juncture, they're moving money around while they can to make themselves to be players in the trade market in the middle of the season. Once, you know, the people start getting disgruntled, maybe the Aaron Donald thing kind of transpires. We don't know. So they want to leave themselves the room to be able to make that.
I like that. Always thinking about the future, man. Shout out to our brother Wasted, man. He just had a phenomenal show right before we went on. Salute to him. If you guys aren't subscribed to our brother Raider Nation Unlimited, make sure you subscribe to him. We're going to take a few calls, big bro. I'm going to hit you after this show, man.
All right, man. Peace, man. I'm headed to the gym, man. I'm trying to get some of this old man-dom up. Y'all have a great show, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right, brother. Salute.
So Detroit God sent out practically a whole book. I appreciate you, brother. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit because I'm like reading it. I'm like, God damn, this shit is eye-opening. So shout out to Detroit God and my side of the chat. All I'm going to do as a 42-year Raider fan is saying this: paying somebody $50 million, and then you ask the mealy mouth coach and a GM, don't let this man into the practice, and he's calling you. And then instead of calling this man, because obviously you received the cause and like everybody ain't from the hood, you got a problem with me, you're going to call my baby mama. What kind of mental front office BS stuff is this? Isn't this the man's fault? This is the coach and the general manager's fault. And if you're Mark Davis sitting in the front office right now, obviously looking dumb like Chucky's lost in space, you should get a grip on this type of stuff.
I disagree with everything he said. Shout out to Detroit God. I disagree with everything he just said. I don't think this has anything to do with Josh McDaniels or David Ziegler. I think this has everything to do with what Chandler Jones is doing to himself. At the end of the day, I don't know where this baby mama stuff came from. That sounds like a bender to me, bro. I'm sorry. That, like, for him to be talking about being locked out of a gym, calling his baby mom, in the same stories, buying 2 pairs of glasses for his GM and head coach, saying, I love these guys. They've known me since I was a kid. This is clearly drug related, bro. Like, this dude was clearly out of his mind. There was so much stuff going on in that series of like, I'm not blaming Josh. The only thing you can blame Josh McDaniels and Zeke about is bringing him over. How about that? That's it. That's it. If you want to blame them for anything, blame them on bringing him on and giving him that kind of money to be your defensive end on the other side of Max Crosby. That's it. I'm not blaming them for this guy losing his mind. That makes no sense to me at all. None.
I'm convinced right now, again, after getting all these messages, talking to you before this as well, just like my thought process when I first got all these messages about this, I'm like, maybe he was hacked. And then you were showing all this other stuff, and I'm like,
no.
I think he dipped into John Jones's cookie jar of the wrong variety and is just on a binge right now. But look, it's tough to say. And look, I'm saying this from a standpoint of somebody that's trying to be respectful about the situation, but things don't add up. Like yesterday, can't wait for the season to start. You have the post up that you're coming after Von Miller's record as the leading sack leader amongst active players in the NFL right now, and then 24 hours later, something's not right.
No, bro, I'm going to end all this shit right here. And shout out to Detroit God. I believe look, I hear you, brother. They did not call his baby mama. I'm sorry. They didn't call his baby mama. This guy said that his 3 idols are his brother, which I respected, Kanye West, Antonio Brown, and then he added Alden Smith. That's all you got to say. Those are his idols. Kanye West, Antonio Brown.
You've heard me say this before. You've heard me say this before. I would love to be the fly on the wall in that room with Kanye, AB, and Kyrie Irving, because that would be a shit show amongst itself. Look, something ain't right now. And they have to look. PR obviously did what they did and must have called him or something and said, like, take this shit down immediately. They did. They absolutely went for damage control and trying to clean this up as quickly as possible. But I also said in your chat, I'm going to say it now while we're live, Nation, be patient right now. Let's wait to see this presser. There's most definitely going to be a presser tomorrow or Thursday, and maybe we'll get some type of update on exactly what it is that's going on right now between this organization and Chandler Jones.
Yeah. But I'm telling y'all now, for anyone that idolizes those three guys, love their games, love the rapper, the artist, but those personalities, yeah, man, look.
Bad shit.
Yeah. You know, hey, good luck to you, sir. You know what I mean? But and I tweeted this too. The one thing I hate about this situation is giving Antonio Brown more life. I hate it. It's like this guy continues to go viral without doing anything great. I hate
there was a report out there last week that he pulled a gun out on 3 of his players in the arena team up in Albany at a cigar lounge.
Yeah.
Stop giving this dude attention. Like, he'll eventually go away slowly but surely.
Yeah, man. I just look, that dude went on a complete bender. Period. I'm hoping and praying that Chan is okay. I'm praying for him, his family, and all that. This is not me trying to shit on that man. Up to this point, I've never said anything bad about Chandler Jones ever. But I'm gonna be real with you. I know what a bender looks like because I have a lot of guys that I grew up with that continue to go on him. so all I'm gonna say is this is a bender, and I'm hoping that he bounces back from this. I think his representation hit him up and said, whatever you're doing in that inbox, you better you better get rid of that, because there may be some look. The way Zeke sets up these contracts, there may be some type of clause for Chandler Jones. We don't know. We have not read his contract. You know what I'm saying?
Think that most contracts, and this should be something that should have been in contracts for ages now, like conduct detrimental to the team. Something like this is 1,000% conduct detrimental to the team. Like, again, damage control has been done throughout the day. That doesn't mean that the story hasn't been out there for over 10 hours already. Like,
yeah,
I'm waiting for a presser. I want to get some legit clarification before we even go any further with this. Because me already hearing about it all day, I'm kind of already like, I'm done. I want legit clarification before I hear anything else.
I'm just saying, and you guys, I seen that Graw. He was not hacked. He put up some nice stuff, then he put some bad stuff, then he put a video of himself saying himself, the fans are asking him if I'm okay. I'm okay. What do you say? The spirit is with me, so on and so forth. And then he continued to post those crazy posts. And then, from what I was told, a few of those clips that he dropped from those practices with the Niners were not supposed to be dropped. Those were supposed to be put away. Those were not supposed to be released to the media. So he's doing some things right now where he's tripping.
The fact that he unfollowed Max Crosby is definitely disturbing, because look, like, Max had nothing but great things to say about Chandler Jones when Chandler Jones got signed. Like, this was a guy that he looked up to and everything. Yeah. And it's just like, now all of a sudden you're unfollowing somebody that considers you his brother. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and
get your shit together. We need you. We need you this Sunday. We need you for this season, bro. Like, please get your shit together. And
Detroit God, that's exactly another thing, bro. He was in front of the mirror, like he wrote something in lipstick, like a some type of scripture or something on the mirror, and he was in his drawers. It's like, oh yeah, bro, you were clearly on one last night. Salute the Lumpy, man. Quick fantasy question: start Jacobs on a pitch count and Kyle Pitts or Mayer. Look, I love Kyle Pitts. I was very high on him coming out of that draft. I would take Mayer myself because of Desmond Ridder being the quarterback out there in Atlanta. They have that 3-headed monster with Tyler, You know, and
Algier.
Algier, and they got, you know, Bijan Robinson, and they still got Cordell Patterson. They're going to run the ball heavy. Personally, I'm taking Mayer 10 times out of 10 over Kyle Pitts because of the Desmond Ridder and the run, that three-headed monster that they have in Atlanta. Salute the Lumpy, man. Let me see. Yeah, there was a Bible verse on the mirror, Jeffrey. Facts. And that was.
Give me 1 second. I just want to check something. Since Lumpy asked this question, I just want to see, especially
I might
with
take
the
Sam
matchup.
Laporta. That Sam Laporta, man. They got KC, right?
Let me see. So Atlanta's got Carolina, and we have Denver. Looking at the odds, looking at the matchup rating, looking at what these opponents did last season, Lumpy, go with Kyle Pitts this weekend. And guys, this Sunday morning, I'm going to talk to Big Mike. He'll probably be on, but we're back to fantasy. We're doing our weekly Stardom Sit-'em. It's going to be a call-in show as well, so you guys can call in, get your fantasy lineups right and ready. And then shortly after, I will be down at Bar A doing live stream alongside my brother Graphk, who's going to be in his home. Yes. We will be at Bar A for week 1. You guys are not going to want to miss that. And also, look, I didn't hear much about fantasy football in regards to the channel. We will do the Pigskin Pick'em, the Eliminator Challenge. I will create links for it probably late tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. You want to take this call right now?
Yeah, check and see who it is real quick behind the scenes.
I got you.
Salute to Gilbert. Yes, we heard about Kelsey's injury. It looks as though he's day-to-day with a hyperextended knee and may not play against the Lions on Thursday. That's big. Salute to Gio, man. Maybe they removed his captain off of his jersey for a reason after giving it to 8 different players. That was one of the guys I was shocked about. Gio was him and Marcus Peters, which I know Peters joined the Raiders later on in free agency, so maybe that was a reason why he didn't get one. But was shocked about Chandler Jones not getting one of the captain patches. So that may be.
We got OG in the building from Texas. Salute, brother. Sound off.
Hey, Graphk.
What's going on, brother?
What's going on with that boy?
Salute.
What's going on with that boy, Chandler Jones? It's pretty obvious. You understand that he had a mental issue or he got hella high yesterday. and he still ain't came down yet. What he was taking.
Yep.
He needs to figure it out real quick because there is going to be some kind of repercussion down the line this week, next week, something. It's going to be something.
Yeah.
You don't get locked out of a facility like the Raiders organization unless something was happening.
I don't even believe that, OG. Like what? I think he's on a bender right now. What happened? Did you guys see him tweeting yesterday? He tweeted, "I'm feeling good. I'm ready for week 1. Can't wait to get back to practice." Yeah, like he was excited about Sunday to go from that complete turnaround from that to where it is today. That is either bipolar, and I'm hoping that they get him right with that. If that is the case, in which I said
I'm not bipolar.
Yeah, I don't want to diagnose him though. You know what I mean? So that's not what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Or
I hear what you're saying. But what I'm saying is I'm bipolar. He got off his meds.
Did we lose
I
him?
lost you. I can't hear you.
Oh, there you go. We can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. It's either bipolar or, like I said before, he did something last night, partied too hard, whatever he was partying with, and he's still on one.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I don't know what it is, OG. I'm hoping he gets his shit together, and not even for football reasons. Just he has a family, a beautiful family at that.
Yeah, get it right. Because you see what happened to Barry Roberts.
Yeah,
he got off his meds and snapped.
Yep. That's facts.
You
Salute to you, OG.
And I'm like you.
Go ahead.
I'm praying for the brother. But something just ain't right with whatever's going on with him right now. Yeah. Whatever it is.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. And for him also to shit on Josh and shit on Zeke and then praise Graham, that was just a weird kind of way of going about things.
Something ain't right.
Yeah.
Grab.
Yeah.
Something just ain't right.
OG, we appreciate the call, bro. We got to take a couple more.
Appreciate you, OG, as always.
All right, dogs. Y'all have a good one.
Take care, man.
You too, brother.
All right. Peace.
Oh my goodness. Just looking at the chat, guys. Don't take that response as anything. Just looking at the chat.
To everybody here in the building, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit that subscribe button on both channels. We're like over 800 deep in the chat, you guys. Make sure you hit that sub button on both channels. We appreciate you guys. We're still taking some more calls. What is the number up on your side, Hammer, or let me see. He said, damn, that not the fentanyl, not the fentanyl. Facts, 209. Corey,
yeah, we got Malik from Jersey in.
Leak, what's popping, brother?
What's going on, Graphk? What's going on, Hammer?
What's up?
What's on your mind, King?
I wanted to talk about just how excited I am for the Raiders football to be back. But before I talk about that, I'm gonna touch a little bit on Chandler Jones. The only thing to me, like, I agree with you, because I watched your breakdown of Chandler Jones and I watched Mitch's breakdown. I think I agreed with you. I just think that it's more of a mental breakdown. Like, it's something mentally that was just wrong with Chandler. Like, I prayed for him, hoping that everything is okay with him, because like I think too, like, when you watch, like, you ever watch like football shows and football movies, and every time they got like some of the guys, like top guys that are at the end of their career, like, it seems like it's more pressure on them, so they start doing like a lot of unorthodox stuff. Like, it's like he's probably like under a lot of pressure. Like you said, the sack record, that's probably the fact that he's on the borderline of retirement. They drafted Tyree Wilson. Like, I think he's really on, like, he's just going through something mentally. But I just hope that he's okay. Like, I hope that, you know, like Max and Josh and all them got in touch with him to talk to him. You know, that, you know, let him breathe, like, let him talk his been out, because I think he didn't really mean to lash out how he did. Like something simple over not being able to get in the gym is not, that doesn't create like a, hey, let me lash out and pull all the dirty laundry because I couldn't get in the gym to work out. Like, that's something mental.
Yeah, definitely, bro. And up to this point, he hasn't had any issues, no problems. You know, it hasn't had any in a while. I never heard really anything coming out of Arizona with him being a distraction or a problem. Since that situation in New England, it's been pretty squeaky clean. So something definitely is going on with him personally. And like we said, brother, I'm with you on that. I just hope he gets right. We can laugh and joke a little bit because it could be a bender, right? He could be in Vegas and got turned up last night. But the thing is this, for him to do all that and then potentially or allegedly unfollow the Raiders, unfollow Max, that's extreme. That's extreme. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. We should all be afforded to have mental breakdowns here and there. I know we all do behind the scenes, but if we do it with our job, you're not afforded the luxury of keeping our job. That's just real. If Hammer goes to his job and does does that, he's gone. If I do it, I'm gone. Chan, I don't know what's going on right now, but you know, with all that money on the books, it's very difficult to just walk away from him. Hopefully they attack this, you know, face on and say, look, whatever the problem is, let's work on this together to get you right. Because these guys do have a track record with him. They do remember him as a kid in New England. And I know that they love the human being before the player. So I just hope, I think that's another reason why Chan is taking this so personal, because he's very personal with these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think
it's like this, Malik. It's like this, Malik. I can get away with more of attacking Hammer and wasted it because those are my dogs, right? Like, they might be like, man, look, give bro some time to get right. I may be comfortable to lash out a little bit more at my people. Now, if I do that at a stranger, maybe a little different. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he just feels comfortable and he's going through some things. I just wish he wouldn't have did it publicly. My bad, Malik. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. I was gonna say, yeah, Dave Ziegler don't strike me as a guy that's like, you know, like really like an asshole. I think he generally will care and try to help him out. Like, but on the brighter note, because I just want to touch on Chandler and then say what I have to say so y'all can get to other colors. The brighter side, Raiders football is back Sunday, and I am excited to see how we look full flesh. Like, everybody's pretty much healthy. We're gonna have everybody out there ready to go. Like I like that people keep sleeping on us saying we're gonna finish last in the division, that we're gonna lose to the Broncos. People saying we're gonna start 0-10. Cool. That's what they said about Colorado. You saw what they did to TCU. I feel like we're the same way. Like we're gonna shock the world, and I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love that we shock the world. We're gonna beat the Denver Broncos. I don't care what nobody says. They can't stop the running game. Our defense is new and improved, and if Tyree Wilson gets some reps, then I see that a small clip of Max Crosby showing him some techniques. So if he's learned some techniques from Max Crosby, what's on top of that strength? Oh my Lord!
And this is a team, Malik.
Front going to be the one.
I'm not afraid of their front, their offensive line. Like this would be a game to get Tyree Wilson out there and garner up some of that confidence quick and early going into the season, because this whole line is not stout like that. Buffalo's is a lot better than Denver's.
Especially left tackle.
Yeah, at left and right. But both sides. I think both sides is nothing to really,
right?
They got Garrett Bowles and they have Mike McGlinchey, right?
McGlinchey, yeah.
Yeah, like come on, those guys, like come on, like, and I'm a Notre Dame guy. I was never a fan of McGlinchey. When we brought in Colton Miller, when we didn't get a chance to get him, which we would have took him, thank God it worked out the way it did. But this is a week where I want to see a lot of Tyree Wilson, because I think with that weak O-line, that this is definitely going to build his confidence early going into Buffalo, where he faces a tougher offensive line. Salute the league, bro. We're going to get a few more calls in, my brother. I appreciate you, King.
Got you, man. Y'all have a good one, man. Raider Nation.
Take care, bro.
Salute to Malik. Salute to Malik. Yes. Let's get a few more.
Another call.
Yes, sir. Salute to everybody in the building, you guys. Make sure you wipe them feet, man. Hit them thumbs up. Hit them thumbs up, and also subscribe to both channels. You already know what it is. Getting a few calls in from you guys. If you guys get a chance to, let me put the number up on the screen. You guys give us a call. Let us know how you feel about all the craziness going on today.
All right. We got Corey from Washington State. Sound off, bro.
Hey, what's up, Graphk? Good to talk to you guys.
Corey, I want to hear about this crazy theory. I want to hear about this crazy theory you got, brother. What you got for us?
Okay, so hear me out.
All right.
Why would the Raiders brat be talking to his baby mama?
Mm-hmm.
Why in the world would they call his baby mama?
Okay.
Only if they're investigating some claims that they heard. And if they found out that he, in fact, had some sort of a DV or something with her, and they know that shit's coming down. Oh, excuse my language. They know stuff's coming down the pipe.
Mm-hmm.
They could have locked him out, and I have no basis for this. I'm just connecting dots, and I don't have any information.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is there's a possibility that they heard something happened. They called his baby mama. Did this happen? She said, "Oh yeah, this and that." Maybe the police came. Look. Josh and Zeegs are level-headed, smart dudes.
Mm-hmm.
They are not running out here doing crazy stuff. I mean, I'll tell you what, every time I listen to those guys' interviews, I'm like, I like where we're going. I like this group.
Yeah.
There's no way. Chandler seems like he's off the cuff. I don't know if that's what's going on. Maybe he was, I mean, everyone thinks that there's drug or mental health. I've never known Chandler to have any of those issues.
Well, this the thing. Maybe he had a crazy night in Vegas, tried to get to the gym at 3 a.m, belligerent. And they were like, no, it's not the time to do it. And maybe they knew, maybe they did lock him out. And maybe they gave a call to his baby mom. Maybe they did, allegedly. Maybe they made a call and said, we know, how much, he means to you, how much you mean to him. We got to get him out of here because this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. Something like that could have happened. And we're only speaking about allegedly, this is not for real.
I'm thinking that maybe, I'm thinking that maybe he and his baby mama got into a fight and he hit her or something.
God forbid. I hope not, man, because
that's what I'm thinking.
Corey, if that happened,
but why would they?
If that happened, Corey, I'm gonna tell you right now, this regime knows Mark Davis don't play that shit. He's out of there.
Yep, he's gone.
Exactly. That's my point. That's one thing that Mark Davis will not let go.
Yeah, but the reason why the reason why I'm gonna get away from your theory is because of this. David Ziegler and Josh McDaniels are not going to lose their job trying to protect Chandler Jones.
No way.
So
I don't think so. I think you're right. We aren't losing much on the field. Let's be honest. We aren't losing much on the field with him gone.
I disagree with you. I think I had him having a big year this year. I know the sack. What do you have, about 4.5 sacks last year? It wasn't 10 plus, but he played the run really well. You know,
He followed his. He realistically last season. Corey, he followed his assignment last year, man. He followed his assignment. Look, a lot of people had high hopes for this entire organization last year. We brought in Chandler Jones. We brought in Devontae Adams, and everybody was on the train. We're going to the Super Bowl. We saw what happened the first few weeks. I said it once we got past like week 5. I'm like, this is going to be a 6-11 team. And it pissed me off to say that. But blowing 14, 17, 20-point leads, steering away from shit that was working in the first half, and doing the complete opposite in the second half and losing those games, it was embarrassing, man. And right now, like, this is supposed to be the turnaround. And week 1, we have a fucking distraction already, dude. Like,
the question is, do you think the way that this has to do with the fact that maybe the kid has stepped up and they told Chan he was going to be not starting and he got pissy and there was a big blow up in the facility last night or something? Do you think that has anything to do with it? Because I hope so. I hope that our boy Wilson stepped up and all of a sudden they're like, hey.
I don't think so. And there's been a lot of pictures of Tyree and Chan together. You know, he's been helping him develop, you know, his technique and all that good stuff. I don't think so. To be real with you, man, Corey, I'm going to leave it here. I'm not going to do the whole speculation. All I'm going to say is this. I think Chan had a bad night last night. I think he did some things that he's going to regret once he wakes up today or tomorrow. And I think he's going to be coming out apologizing, and there may be some type of consequences, you know, that happens. I just think he had a terrible night. He did some things he wasn't supposed to do, and he was off his rocker. And hopefully they can clean this up, and we can go on to Sunday with all 3 pass rushers out there with Malcolm Kuntz, 4 of them, and we can dominate the Denver Broncos O-line. Salute to Corey. Appreciate you, brother, for calling in. My dog.
All right, brother. Hey, I want to give you 2 names before I go real quick. I want to give you 2 names. If this was conduct detrimental to the team and they can get out of that contract, our boy Willis has a pretty good summer, and our boy Rochelle, who's on the practice squad, would not be bad consolation prizes for a lot cheaper. Just going to say that right there.
And then
Raiders will kick some ass this Sunday.
Take care, man.
And then you bring Adam Plant Jr. back on the practice squad for another backup guy potentially. But
before we get another caller, I'm going to call someone.
Okay.
Personally.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's our resident meathead, Rob Cisneros. What's good, bro?
Rob, what's good, bro?
What's up, bro? What up, man?
What's on your mind, King?
Shit, a lot. I'm hoping, like you said, that the Chandler had a bad night. I'm hoping that he's not really having mental health issues. I'm hoping he just got drunk, made some bad decisions like we've all done. Difference is he's a pro athlete. Now, on the other side of that, being the devil's advocate, let's say some bad things happened. He's feeling the pressure. He might have did something he shouldn't have done, and the Raiders might have to make a tough decision. Based on what you said, how much is Chandler making per year? $14 million, give or take.
14 to 17. Somewhere in that 14 to 17 mil range. I know that.
Okay. So worst case scenario, just an idea. Let's say Chandler, they're like, you know what? We can't cut him because we're going to owe him his full contract.
Yes.
An idea that they could spin it is that, hey, you know, Chandler's not happy here. He doesn't like it in Vegas. Let's get him out of here. That's why I'm trying to get rid of all the negative stuff on his story.
Yeah.
Possibly. I know that it's a far shot, but I mean, you look at these other teams. Nick Bosa is making what, $17 million this year guaranteed. He wants more. If we were to move Chandler to them, spin it and say, oh, you know, like he's just not enjoying it here. You know, he needs a fresh start. Yeah, but he's still a sack leader. He's one of the top of all time. And though that maybe the Niners are like, oh, we don't want to pay Bosa this much money. We could flip Chandler, flip him a first, maybe a third or a second. They'll be paying less than what they're paying Nick as is. Plus, they'll get some draft capital just in case Brock Purdy doesn't work out to be the quarterback that they want to be.
Rob, let me stop you right there. Nick Bosa will not be a Raider. Let me tell you something. They're going to see what that pass rush looks like against Pittsburgh this week, and they're going to be running to Nick Bosa to get him to the bank to take care of him. I mean, that's a guy you pay Pittsburgh this week, and they're going to be running to. Oh, hold on, I don't know where that came
That's
from.
me. That was me.
Okay,
My fault.
nah, but I'm telling you now, he will be taken care of. He will be paid in San Francisco. He will be a 49er for a long time, probably the rest of his career. It's not going to happen. And to be real with you, what team? Think, and Hammer, help me with this. Is there any team in the NFL that is paying top-notch money to 2 edge rushers? To 2?
No.
You know, there's no reason you go pay Nick Bosa that kind of money when you just drafted Tyree Wilson. You know, if anything, go get a defensive tackle maybe, or you maybe you add a linebacker. I don't know, but I just think personally they freed up this money, just like Wasted said. Push that money towards the middle of the season when the trade deadline comes up. We have a little bit of money to freak. We have a full draft class. We can utilize some of those draft picks. I don't think there's going to be really any big move in play at all. You know what I'm saying? To be real.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. One last thought before I let you guys go, so I
All
get
good,
back to my
brother.
workout. How about trading an old player for an old player? Aaron Donald's got 1 foot out, and if
The Rams wouldn't do it.
Know that
The Rams wouldn't do it because of Chandler Jones' long contract. If this was a 1-year deal and the Rams can get out of it next year, I think they'd be like, oh yeah, we'll put a plug on it. But like for his contract to be where it is with $50 million, I believe, guaranteed left, the Rams wouldn't do it because if they're trading Aaron Donald, they're just resetting. They're restarting. You know what I mean? And there's no reason for them to trade for Chandler. But would I do it? Hell yeah, Rob. All day, every day, brother. You know, but the Rams are going to want draft capital. They're going to want draft capital. When that trade deadline comes around and they're 0-10 potentially, then it's like, hey, we got a first-round draft pick for you in a mid-round pick. What's up? They want draft capital. They're going to restart that thing.
Okay. Well, what if here's a little spin on that. I get that. So let's say you're the Raiders GM, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this comes across your desk. You take some of that part of that $17 million that you just cleared up from the Jimmy Garoppolo.
10
part
now.
of Chandler Jones.
10 now, Rob. We just a heads up. We got 10. We have 10 million. We were 6.9 over the cap, so we're back under. We're at $10 million right now.
Okay. Well, we take some of that money. We pay some of Chandler's contract, so it makes it more appealing for the Rams to take.
Okay.
Flip them for Aaron and let's say a second and a fourth. Will they do it?
No. Because somebody, a Super Bowl, a team fighting for a playoff spot that thinks they can make a run at the Super Bowl at the trade deadline will offer up more than that. They're not going to want Chandler Jones at all. They're not going to want that contract. And a second and a fourth, why take that when you can get a first, you know what I'm saying, and potentially more from a team that is going to, in desperation mode, trying to get a defensive tackle to make that push for the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Let's say that Kansas City, right? Chris Jones just doesn't, he's just like, no, I'm not coming back. And the Chiefs are there in the middle of at the trade deadline. They're like, well, look, we got a first and a third for you, the Rams. You know what I mean? Aaron Donald's happy with his contract. Come over here. You know what I mean? Then it's easier. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the Rams needing any aging guy. And then you're pretty much giving up Aaron Donald for a second and a fourth and a guy you don't need. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? I know what you're saying, Rob, and I hear you, my brother. I don't see if the Rams move on from Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford is right behind him. I'm telling you that right now. They're going to reset the wheel. The only guy they're going to keep around over there is probably going to be Cooper Kupp's team.
Cooper Kupp, and that's it.
Yeah. So,
but
but
Rob,
but I like that.
The call, bro.
Shout out to our brother Rob, man. Salute to you, brother.
We'll talk to you soon, bro.
Salute, fellas.
Later.
All right, fellas.
So you know what? Thinking about this whole situation, everybody's throwing out Jones. Everybody's throwing out Bosa. How many years left does Leonard Williams have on his contract? And would you pull the trigger? Would you pull the trigger on that with Chandler Jones for Leonard Williams and potentially a third or a fourth round draft pick?
I would, but they won't.
I don't think the Giants. Look, I've said this a couple of times since before this preseason. I don't see the Giants making a playoff push. Like
I do.
Look, Saquon Barkley has incentives if they make it to the playoffs and this, that, and the third. I don't think they make the playoffs this season. I don't.
Bold take. I have them potentially winning that division. Yeah, like real talk. I think the Giants are going to be that good.
Where is it?
If Waller is healthy, he stays. Of course, they have that young boy Jalen Hyatt, which is phenomenal. I like that duo of Big Cat and Dexter Lawrence. They paid him, right? Like I like some of those defenders they have on the defensive side of the ball. Why not? But the Giants aren't going to do that. Like I think they like that two-headed monster at defensive tackle. You know, I look, especially after this, his stock is so low, little bro. Like this guy just shit on his head coach and his general manager. Like any GM is going to say, we don't want that around our team. We don't want that around our team. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Salute to our brother Intel in the building, man. Salute to everybody here, you guys. Make sure you, man, hit them thumbs up. Also hit that subscribe button on both channels. The number is back up. Hammer, we're going to take a few more calls. We're about an hour and 15 minutes in. I want to spend a couple minutes with my sons before they got to crash out. But let's get a few more in before we wrap this thing up.
You got it in the chat, right?
Oh, yeah. Let me bring it up. Also, you guys, I want to say one more time, salute to Brandon Walker, the beat writer for the Broncos Wire. He was on for the first 30 minutes. If you guys are late, just join in, rewatch the show. You'll get a Broncos perspective on this game come Sunday. Let me see. Yeah, Clint, facts. Not any GM, Doc's not a tanking team. This is facts. Facts. Yeti, look, man, I like Philly.
Okay.
Yo, go ahead, bro.
We got a Detroit God in the building.
Yo.
What's going on, my brothers?
What's going on, brother?
I ain't had the chance to chop it up with you, my man. I chop it up with Hammer.
Yes,
you
sir.
know what I'm saying? But, you know, I got respect for your page, too. I come on both of them, you know.
No, but I remember we've talked in the past, bro. We've talked in the past. Yeah.
Yeah, man, this is an absolute mental meltdown here.
Yes.
Okay?
Agreed. Mm-hmm.
You don't do this type of stuff the first game of the season. Now, this man is owed $50 million. You just can't trade him. They showed all them books on TV today. Even if we traded him, we would eat $27 million. We're not going to do that.
No,
so
not at all.
You got indecision in the front office for the rest of the year. You know, hopefully, you know, because Chandler is an Olympic type of style athlete. I hope this motivates him to go crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he already went crazy, D. So I don't know.
Because he didn't give us much of a season last year.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he didn't give us much of a season last year to be having tweets like this.
And Detroit, you know, the thing is, maybe this guy is realizing that he's just not. We talked about this before with another call. Maybe he's just realizing he's not the talent he once was anymore. Maybe he is at that point where he's kind of coming to the realization that he's never going to be the guy he used to be. And maybe he is, you know, coming to terms with it.
He just got high like y'all said.
That's what I think. I think he just got blasted.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look,
you know, we gonna have to. I hope that people realize that this is not just the first example. This is the many examples that are going to come from Raider athletes that are in Vegas now.
I
think Oakland no more.
No, let me say this, Detroit. I agree in a sense, right? But also, and I said this on my show earlier, his brother lives in Vegas. So he has ties in Vegas. There's people that he knows that he's very close with in Vegas. So it's easy for him to go out there and lose his mind. I don't think that this is going to be a thing every
but his brother done did stuff too. His brother done got coked up and did stuff in the UFC.
Yeah, no, agreed. I'm just saying, I don't think that this is going to be a thing.
John Jones ain't no saint, brother.
No. Look. You know, I know. I'm just saying, I don't think this is going to be a thing that happens year in and year out. No, definitely. Hey, Detroit. Hey, we want to get our girl a lead on real quick.
Mental meltdown that we see in the videos in the middle of the freeway and things too.
Oh my God.
So y'all might be right. This might be something that's genetic throughout their family, and they haven't addressed it because their sons are such great athletes.
Never know.
And they're paying the bills, right? Yeah. Hey, Detroit. Hey,
yeah.
Thank you. Hey, thank you for calling, bro. Hey, we're gonna get another call in real quick.
To put it in TV terms, For the old school cats that watch the Cosby Show, they used to think Theo was stupid. No, he had dyslexia.
Yo, Detroit, we appreciate the call, bro.
Remember when they found that out? They felt like idiots.
Yeah, hey, facts. Hey, Hammer. Hey, we got to take another call. We want to get intel on Detroit.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. Our fun segment every week. Bring the heat with Elite. What's good?
What's up, sis?
What's going on, brothers? How y'all doing, Grass and Hammer, man? What a day. That's all I can say. What a fucking day.
What a day. What a day. What's on your mind, man? What's going on? I know you got something for us.
You know what I got to say, because I bring it when I speak, I bring it from an athlete's perspective, because that's how I view the world. They as much as they care for their brother and Chandler, and he part of the clique. Let me tell you, I think we can rest assured as a nation that the rest of those players are I said this earlier in your chat, compartmentalizing the situation. They have a job to do. They are professionals. They know damn well they don't go out there and perform regardless of what Chandler is going through. They're the ones who, they mess up their situation. So I'm like, like the nation, we know, of course, we got hyperbolic nation right now. I think that's what we need to change it to, hyperbolic nation, because folks is just losing their shit. But, they're going to go out there. They're going to go up there. They're going to fly out on Saturday and handle business, because they got to.
Hey,
they
Intel.
got to handle business.
I'm going to read this Intel thing real quick. Elite, do not go anywhere. Okay. Real quick. I'm going to read these three supers, and I'm going to ask you a question. And I want your honest
You got
opinion.
it, brother. All right.
And bless you, Hammer. Salute to John. Chandler Jones cost me way too much super chat money today. F that guy. He better not be on a Legion plane, or he owes me a sandwich. Salute to John. Salute to J-Row. Dox and Hammer. If it can be proven to be a mental issue, can he be put on the end? That's something I don't know. I don't know how that works. But that's definitely something to monitor, J-Row. If this is an incident where it's kind of like it could play out where he needs to be put somewhere for a little while. I don't know. We shall see. But I do believe that this regime loves him enough. They watched this guy since a kid develop. I think they're going to try and get him as much help as they can. And I think that he's going to, let me just say this. I don't know if he's going to stick around. Well, he has to stick around. $50 million guaranteed. I just don't know how much football he'll be playing in the next weeks. And that's going to play into Elite, what I have for you real quick. Real fast. Also, shout out to our brother Intel on a $100 special. As always, my brother, salute to my dog Intel, man. Love you, bro. Thank you for always helping us keep the lights on at all our channels, man. That means a lot. Elite, in your eyes, is Chandler Jones playing this Sunday at Mile High?
No. He will not be playing this week, because like I said, I'm not diagnosing, because I'm long range view, just like the rest of everybody else. But the fact is, to go from such a polar opposite in less than 24 hours is something. This is something that's not going on right in his life. Because I remember you did a live a couple of days ago, and I was like, it's something going on from the eerie. I know you were saying that he does and God bless me and all this stuff. And then he was gone for a week. So again, I think you tapped into some of this earlier, Graphk. Like, we don't know what is going on in his life. Like, for real, they human beings. Shit happens. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and don't think sometimes that doesn't spill over into your work, because it does. And so I'm like, he won't be playing. And I'm saying, because they have to find out his mental state, like, for real, his state of mind. Because don't forget, I will never forget the young boy from Kansas City who was going through some stuff, that CT and everything. He killed himself at the facility.
Right outside the stadium.
Right outside.
That kid was actually from Long Island too.
Yeah. That's very sad.
So we can't. So when people's like, he can't get in, so we don't know what his state of mind is. And so,
and you know what? As fans, Elite, as fans, you know what we should do? I know we put these kind of shows on, right? Because we all want to voice our opinions. We all want to talk about it, because this is Raider related. I think the best thing that we all should do is kick back and see what really happens. Kick back and see what this real story, let it unwind, or the way it does, and really just. I hate to say it, because it's too late now. Right? We already beat it to to shit on these shows all day. I've seen everybody in the nation go live and do their stuff on the videos and all that good stuff. But it's like this. I think the best thing to do is to pray for him, sit back and just wait to see how it unfolds. See what happens. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know what happened. You know what I mean? All we can do is talk about what we allegedly, or just
speculation.
Yeah, all speculations. And we don't know. But we know that one time in his career, something like this happened before in New England. So there's a little, there's a little thing. There's a little, he repeated himself. History has repeated itself. And there's a problem there. Yeah. Clearly, there's an issue there. And like you said, I'm not upset with anybody the way they praise God. I'm a God-fearing man. I am very spiritual.
Right.
I'm not a guy that's going to be at church every Sunday. I'm not a guy that lives in the Bible. Right. But some of the activity.
No, you got a connection. You got a connection with the Most High. Nothing wrong with that. I'm the same way.
But but you're right, Elite. The way some of the stuff he's been displaying as of late has been very weird. Very in my eyes. I don't want to say that and make anybody offended, but I'm just saying, in my opinion, it's been kind of off the way he's been, giving his love for faith, because he's doing it in a negative way. He's shitting on people. The coach and the GM that gave him a chance, that brought him over from Arizona. Could you imagine what Chandler Jones would look like right now in Arizona with that shit show? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
10 times worse than it already is.
Yeah. So I hope, and I know this is kind of where you're going with it too, Lee. I just hope that he figures it out. I hope that we can get to the bottom of this, and hopefully this man can extend his life for as long as possible and be there for his beautiful child and his baby mom. That's at the end of the day, that's all that really matters.
And it's something with that too. Just before I tap out, fellas, it's something with that too, because he's posting a lot of pictures. He was posting his children, and I do this for them. I have to protect them at all costs. Like, this is beyond football, folks. It just is.
Yeah. Real talk. That's real talk, man.
You know what I'm saying? So
let me ask. Let me ask you.
I do want to let you
go ahead, Lee. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. This your time.
No, I'll say this afterwards.
Okay,
it's
so
kind of like a plug, you know what I'm saying? I just want to go ahead.
No. We're not done. That's what I'm going to do. Get your plug in, and then I got one. Yeah. I want to end this show on a positive note. Okay, so get your plug in, and then I'm going to ask you a question on the way out. Go ahead.
No, because I told you a couple of weeks ago that I'm going to start this off. I'm going to take that dive in and start doing shows. I'm going to do some like uploaded stuff, and then like my goal is to go live on like Tuesdays and Thursdays or something. And so, like I said, y'all major inspiration. It's time. I'm ready, and so I'm going to get this thing popping. And so
once you get it rolling, give us once you get it rolling, you give us a call, or you pop it on the chat. Hit me on Twitter, let us know so we can plug you in all over the place and let everybody know where to follow you.
1000%.
And facts, Space Beat. This is facts. Elite says it's a good day. We need a voice of reason. This is facts, and Elite definitely is that. I want to ask you this on a positive note before we get out of here, because I don't want to beat this challenge down any more than what we do. Tomorrow, I want to start breaking down this Denver game more. That's all I'm doing for the rest of the season. I mean, the rest of the week. So I want to ask you this.
Okay.
What are you looking forward to most? Like we asked Brandon Walker early on in the show, a beat writer for the Broncos. What are you trying to exploit on that Denver team? What do we need to do? Certain areas. What do we need to do to get past this team on the road, to get going into Buffalo 1-0?
Right. I mean, it has to be, simply, you have to establish the run. It's just what it is. But I do expect you have to establish Josh so you can get that play action going, so you can get that easy stuff rolling, the play action bootleg stuff that they like to do, and the deep posts that they like to run off of play action. So it has to be those power traps, those power runs up the middle that we're accustomed to seeing. And I think that's definitely what's going to happen. But that box is going to be loaded, and so we know we can exploit as that safety comes down, we can exploit that the back half of their defense for as good as they are, because they got a pretty decent secondary. But I expect to see some of those big those in routes, those deep digs, and things like that to be exploited. The line is going to protect Jimmy better than people think.
Yes.
I'm telling you now, and because we have Josh, and they understand what. We have a QB who understands what they're trying to execute. It's one thing to know the plays and things like that, but when it comes second nature to you, you know what I'm saying? You just fire in on all cylinders. So what I do expect to see, and I hope I see that I didn't see last year, was more no huddle.
Oh
I
yeah.
hate to always have to go back to New England, but that's where he comes from. If you look at those years and those times when they're dominant on offense, they'll be up 10 and still be no huddling.
Yep.
And it's to improve, to push the pace.
Yep.
So that's how I know. And let me say this, Graphk and Hammer. When he did the busting with the boys, everybody was talking about, oh, he's taking responsibility. Oh, he's taking responsibility for the second half crumbles. But what he said that made the most sense, what people didn't, that went over a lot of folks' head, and said that we cannot be a boxer who gets a lead and wants to win on points. We have to knock them out. That speaks to the mentality of the quarterback.
Yep.
You have to have that mentality. And we know, I don't like to say the other dude's name because he ain't here no more, but you know, for the past 6 years, we'll be in the clutch of a game, second quarter, third quarter, we'll be up 10, and he'll just waste possessions.
Yep.
Because he's playing it safe. You're like, if I can just get us in the field goal range and, you know.
Yeah.
No,
Elite, you are talking that shit. And
I
want to tell you this, and this is to both of you guys, and tell me how you feel about this. There's one player. Yeah, shout out to the chat. They are literally eating Elite up. Like they are loving every word Elite is putting out to the universe right now. I want to say this. There's a player that no one is talking about right now. No one that's on this roster, on the offensive side of the ball, that's going to help this team tremendously this year. It is Jakob Johnson. That is a guy that is going to help the run game. He's going to be a guy that's going to help that offensive line. This is going to be a guy that is going to be a savior for Jimmy G. A lot of people tend to forget we have one of the best fullbacks in the game. That is a guy that everyone needs to keep their eyes on. For the film buffs, people that love to break down film, watch Jakob Johnson all year long. Watch this guy. Watch the holes that he helps develop for Josh Jacobs. Watch some of these blocks that he's going to lay down for Jimmy G to buy a few extra seconds to get rid of the ball. Keep an eye on Jakob High Stakes Johnson, in the words of Wasted Talent.
He's a throwback, baby.
That's the German
He's a
import
throwback.
right
He's a Rathman. You know? Rathman type. Just
Straight up. Elite, we want you to call in next week. We want to start giving you a little more, a little longer on each show. We don't want to take away from anybody else, but we love to get you on next week. Let us know when you start your YouTube or if you start your Apple podcast, wherever it is. Let us know. We'll definitely plug you in. We know we love you over here. We'll do anything we can to help spread the gospel for you. Going on. So thank you as always for calling in, Elite.
What you're doing.
Salute.
Keep going up. Indeed.
Salute. Thank you to our sis once again, Elite with the heat. Shout out to Raider Wilson. I'm more worried about our quarterback scramble defense. Every year we can get torched by running quarterbacks. The thing is this, what running quarterbacks are we playing this year? We got Tua. He's pretty mobile. I mean, he's not mobile like that, but we got Josh Allen in week 2. I'm looking down the lines. I mean, Patty can stay in the pocket and get mobile. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a guy, but we don't have any Lamar Jacksons on the schedule this season. I'm thinking about it, right? We have
that doesn't matter though. Like realistically, and I'm not trying to sound like an asshole because it was a preseason, but
Anthony Richardson, we do have Anthony.
You saw what Will Greer did every time he
broke the pocket. So but that's also against 3s and 4s. But I'm not too worried about that. I think we're going to be better. I think that some of these linebackers are more athletic than we give them credit for. I know that room is still very up. It's very questionable. I get it, Hammer. I'm with you, bro. But I think we're going to be better playing against those guys. We do have Russell Wilson, but he's kind of a shell of himself, Wowzer. Not too worried about him running around anymore. You know what I mean? He's going to be running around anyway because his offensive line is ass. You know what I'm saying? So but he's not the same guy he once was. I don't think that Dangerous is going to go out there and run for 100 yards on this. You know what I'm saying?
Dude is far from dangerous.
We do have Justin Fields. Now that's the guy, DeMar. And I'm just totally wrong then, because we do have Justin Fields. That's the one guy that we definitely have to worry about. And you know what's funny? They have a guy named Jared Goff that's actually pretty mobile too. So you know what? Hey, Graphk is stupid. He has no idea what he's talking about. I'm thinking about all these guys we're about to play. Yeah, we definitely have to worry about that. Facts. Salute to Dan. Elite makes all the sense in the world on offense. It's all about establishing a run to set a play action to get all of our playmakers open. Just need the O-line to hold up, in which, Dan, I think they will.
They definitely will.
Yeah. Year 2 under Carmen Gracillo, they're going to be better. And the
Year
right
2,
side,
no Alex Bars.
None.
We're fine. We are just fine with our O-line right now, guys. The only concern, and shout out to Scout, he put a post up last night about Jermaine Illuminor, and there's some little basic stats, but I said the one thing he needs to worry about is not having those false start hiccups this season, and he'll be just fine. So he'll be good.
Greg Van Roten is not a great right guard by any stretch, you guys, but he is an improvement over Alex Barr. So he's going to help. He's going to help that right side tremendously. We're going to be better this year. Salute to everybody in the building. We appreciate you guys so much for always supporting what we do. Once again, I got to do this every week. Shout out to my brother Hammer for creating this show and allowing me to be a part of it. Salute to you. Salute to Brandon Walker once again from Broncos Wire. I'm hoping the next time we talk to him, he's crying in miserable tears. And by week 17, we're going into the playoffs, and they're like 0-16. Other than that, man, salute to the chat. Salute to we had some great calls today. I love it, man. Not too many trolls. We, a little fun.
I got you. I told you, big bro. You got nothing to worry about. Yeah, I got you.
I was thinking about getting away from these shows, man, because I just these shows are they can get a little crazy sometimes if you allow them to. You know what I mean? But today was fun, and it was a reminder of why I love these kind of shows.
I talked him off the ledge, folks.
He definitely did.
Big bro off the ledge.
He definitely did. So salute to you guys, man, so much. Thank you guys so much for making this show for what it was. And once again, let's all just pray for Chandler Jones and his family. Let's hope that he gets the help that he needs, and that all this stuff gets nipped in the bud, and we can get back to focusing on what football, and he can and focus on his health and whatever he got going on. Outside of football. Anything you got going on right now? How many let everybody know before we get out of
here? Just my blackout draft tomorrow night. I'm debating on maybe doing a live for it. And for those that are on my channel, because I know they can't see it on Graphs, we're at 6739. Those that are in Graph's channel, break them thumbs, hit them subs, smash the bell. You guys are in store for a lot of content this coming season. And everybody on both channels right now, just light and flood this chat up with tents before we leave, man.
Shout out to Tent Gang on the way out. Put the tents in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button on both channels, you guys. I'm gonna be real. Today, it got me very close to 20K. Today was a big day. A lot of new subs, a lot of new people on the channels. Make sure you guys hit the sub button on both. I'm trying to get, I may magically find a way to get to 20K before week 1. I didn't think that was going to happen, but maybe I can get there before week 1, or maybe during the game, and we can do some type of a giveaway here soon.
Celebration. We're 260 away from 7K, y'all. Let's get this shit up. The ultimate goal by the Super Bowl is 10K. And like I said, I will be here doing a lot of live streams, a lot of live play-by-play. Again, this coming Sunday, me and Graphk will be live. I will be live at Bar A down on the Jersey Shore, doing live play-by-play with the nation at Bar A. So those that are in the Jersey area, even if you're in New York, jump a bridge or two. Come down. Let's have a good time, man. It's opening weekend, man. Come on down. Let's have a good time. You guys are not going to be disappointed.
And real quick, salute to Big Mike. He had a great show earlier today. Shout out to Wasted Talent, 2 of our Shieldmore brothers. Both put on great shows. If you guys get a chance to, go subscribe to Big Mike Raider and Raider Nation Unlimited also. Salute to the Shieldmore brothers, man. And salute to you guys. As always, we love y'all. We appreciate you guys so much for your support. We are outro. That content.